Hey everyone, wanted to make this quick video as we are imminently waiting for the new Model 3 refresh to drop. There are rumors that it may actually drop today as a debut in China. And for those that are interested in buying a Tesla, whether it's new or used, we have seen questions and I've been getting some messages on should I wait? Should I buy one now? What does this mean for me? I've also heard of discounts that are happening with existing inventory. So we'll kind of break it all down to see what makes sense. And even for some of you, this may be the first time in your market where you could get a Tesla for in the 20s, like low 20,000s, potentially even less, depending on the mileage. And we'll go into reasons on how it could be that inexpensive. So generally, we've seen some discounts on used inventory. So Tesla's been discounting their new inventory, which also impacts their used pricing. So if we talk about used for a second, this is actual inventory in Arizona, which is low 30s. This is 37,000 miles for a pre-refresh Model 3 with upgraded wheels. That's an amazing price at 31.5. This is sorted right now by the lowest price. And what this means is there are definitely Teslas from 2017, 2018 with a lot more miles. And if you are of lower income, meaning your income household is of 75,000 per person, which is a lower amount than the normal EV tax credit, there is a used EV tax credit that applies for up to $4,000 or 30% of the vehicle if you can get the sale price to be no more than $25,000, which seems very achievable now that Tesla has been discounting their existing inventory, and this definitely extends to their used. So if you do use Tesla, their website, as a reference point, these standard range at 31, 32,000, you can imagine a 2018 or 2017 Tesla with high miles. If you just need a car with over 200 miles range to get from point A to point B, you might be able to negotiate with a used car for 25,000 and then get this for closer to 21,000, which would be an amazing price for a Model 3. Now, if we also go here, so to get to the existing inventory without placing a new order, you can also go to existing inventory, and that'll show Teslas that are brand new. So if you see this crossed out price, Tesla is discounting their existing fleet of Model 3s by over $2,000. So this is almost $3,000 less, and that absolutely impacts the lease price as well. So you can get these cars brand new for less than a brand new order, which likely what we think is going to be the refresh version. And so the question would be is, if you don't care, and there's a few changes that I think are going to happen, and we'll see what actually pans out, as this is what has happened when other models have been refreshed from Tesla, as they discount the existing inventory, you get a great financial deal, and then you can save some money, but hopefully don't have, any FOMO for the new one. I don't anticipate anything like groundbreakingly different, but I do expect some aesthetic changes, some cost reduction that they're going to do. And the price of the newer Model 3s will be more reflective of the current price, which starts at just over 40,000. But we have seen cases, depending on where you live, of the base models being well under 40,000. So for example, this red, which is a $2,000 paint upgrade, you're looking at 38,650 if you can find a white one in rear-wheel drive, which is also the LFP battery that can charge to 100%. So the new inventory has been discounted, which means they're really trying to clear out these items before they refresh the Model 3. And the question will be is, can they make these at volume production? Like, is it going to apply to the long range, the standard range, as well as the performance? Because if we do look at the performance, while not as heavily discounted, is also discounted. And the performance has not been upgraded to the LFP battery. And will it have the new refresh items? Chances are we may see the performance remain, and then the long range and standard range come with the refresh, or it may be just the long range is refreshed. The general idea is, can Tesla update their production lines with everything needed, with all of the changes to do it at volume, because they are selling hundreds of thousands of Model 3s per year, and they want to reduce the disruption as much as possible when they are changing out the parts that they're going to be used into the cars. So what might that be, right? So there's been rumors, pictures. Generally, while I think the Tesla Model 3 and why it still looks great today has a timeless design, there's no like offensive crazy lines on the car, and it's still going to look good and still has looked the same since its debut in 2016 and production in 2017. What I anticipate is we may see some, we're going to see some new, this is what it's going to look like. The upward nose shape is going to be different, and it's going to be a sharper line. There's companies that have been offering this as like a modification, and whether you like it or not, like, to me, this doesn't look worse and it doesn't look better. Like, I think this looks great, and I think the current Model 3 looks better. This may be just a simple aesthetic change. It may actually be more aerodynamic. We should also potentially see new aero rims. So some other photos that have come out, the covers will be different, or at least underneath the covers that will be different. And then if we look at the inside of the car, the other things that I anticipate to be different for the vehicle is that these cars will ship with autopilot hardware version 4. This will enable the car to do more advanced things, and over time just be more capable, or things to load faster, a higher resolution across the board. But from the inside of the vehicle, I anticipate, let's actually go to the interior photos, is I actually anticipate these items to be, these are just the exterior. Now, here we go. Is Tesla's going to switch to a no stock steering wheel. So there will be buttons on the steering wheel themselves. There are mixed responses to this. A lot of people find it as a safety issue because it's so natural, and your muscle memory for stocks is very natural to use. Others think it's completely fine. We did see them revert from the yoke to a full steering option on the Model S and X plaid versions. However, they do remain with these buttons. So hopefully they've taken some feedback and kind of come to a middle ground with having some more responses. The touch buttons don't really give you that tactile feel, and you, for a while, may have to look down to see when to turn or hit the horn button. So if that's a big deal for you, this will be your last chance to really grab in the new market and then the used market to grab a steering wheel with stocks, as it will switch to buttons. And to standardize that across all their models, since they're now selling, 3 different wheel variations, now will be a cost savings for Tesla and a logical move. The other thing that I'm expecting is this natural wood dash, which is currently available in 2 options. Right now, you can switch this out to if you choose the white interior, this is white. The black interior shows this natural wood, and that is expensive. And a lot of people use aftermarket to make it carbon fiber or something else. I expect Tesla to swap this out just for a material that's less expensive, easy to clean, maybe some polycarbonate plastic or something else. It could still be premium, but generally that is an unnecessary item, and the goal is cost reduction. At the end of the day, these cars are still very well priced considering the value that you get in the market compared to other EVs. And despite inflation impacting a lot of vehicles, regardless of brand, Tesla has continuously tried to lower the price, and they can kind of make up those smaller margins with reducing the cost and with increased economies of scale through more sales, as they've been kind of globally setting records in different countries. So those are some changes I'm expecting. I don't know if there's going to be even more changes. There could be different changes with the glass or the speaker setup. We have seen that the Model 3 Standard is the only version that doesn't come with a subwoofer and less speakers than all the other vehicles in the lineup. There may be some changes there, but anywhere else we may anticipate like material changes that would reduce the cost. There could be a factor, but I don't anticipate anything major. We'll see some visual updates on the front, the headlights, probably some of the tail lights, and then the wheels. Outside of that, any other internal changes we're expecting, not much. It'll still have the new heat pump and the post refresh. I anticipate the lithium ion battery instead of a lead acid for the 12-volt replacement, but that's kind of been in flight for a while now. So if you're someone who doesn't really care to have the latest and greatest, like if you don't need the latest iPhone or smartphone because it's just an incremental update and you're good to have better value or decreased financial lease price or purchase price, then the existing inventory may work really well for you. Or if you're buying used, take advantage, try and negotiate a car at $25,000 so you can get that $4,000 tax credit. Checks to make sure that you qualify with your accountant, and check out the IRS website if this applies. There are other financial incentives that have also been reported in other states like Denver for new vehicles. You can really get some of these vehicles for very inexpensive when you combine the federal tax credit plus any state incentives and check your utility. A combination of all that can make these vehicles really cheap. And then it's just a question of, do you care to have the latest vehicle, but lose your stalks on the steering wheel? Know that the visual updates will be different. So some people will be able to tell if it's a, free second refresh or not. But generally take advantage and see what inventory is left. And the chances are very high that if you are placing a brand new order now for the Model 3, it will be the refresh version. Leases start at $399, but that will be less if you can get an existing inventory. So all of these we expect to have this price remain or be higher once it refreshes if demand increases. The only other thing that might be really exciting if it does change is getting a new paint color. So if you've seen the newest paint color, so there's this new silver color internationally, but in the US there's a new ultra red, and this is not that. I've seen it the other day on a Model X with the black trim, and it looks amazing. So if they apply that ultra look to all these paint types and it's only available in the newer models, that could be a deciding factor. That is a bit of an unknown right now, is to extend new paint colors to the different lines. That's harder to scale on the production lines because not all the factories in Fremont and in Austin have all the upgraded paint, the machines to do this in mass, right? That's the limiting factors. Like, can we support swapping that out, or will they still have the same paint colors? Or they could only decide to enable the performance to have different paint colors. And so if you haven't seen that, I'll just show you that briefly, is when you order the Model X or S, there's this more expensive ultra red. So you can see the red's a little bit darker, has a little bit of sheen that's different than the current multi-coat red, and it just looks absolutely incredible. So that would be a nice to have and surprise if they release the new refresh with new paint colors. Anyways, that's the video for me. I hope this helps. We'll find out very soon what Tesla does with this new model. But if you are shopping, the last thing that I'll say is that the referral program is brand new and back. Over the last month, Tesla has reintroduced buying a new car for the Model 3, Y, S, and X. You will actually get referral credits that you can use to buy things in their referral store, like supercharger miles, a chance to buy a new to win a Cybertruck, and some other goodies as well. So I'll put my referral link in the description below, but that will help you get some, free supercharging miles if you want, or you can spend it on some apparel or other things, or use your friend's referral code. Or if you already have a Tesla and looking to buy a new one, you can actually, they've built it in the loot box in your app that you can refer yourself as a repeat buyer. So take advantage of that, as that is a new offering over the last month or so. Hope this helps. Talk to you in the next one. Take care.